YouTube, and today I'm going to show you the best pets to have. Now I'm going to start off with easiest pets as first pets. If you want something a bit slimy, maybe this is for you. So first, if you don't want something too small, or you don't want something too big, this is probably for you. So these are probably middle-sized. This is probably about as big as these get, and these are giant African land snails. These can live over 10 years. And to know how old these are, you just count the swirls, and you should really only count the big swirls. So this one is 1, 2, 3 years old. They're just coming up to 3.5. This is a female, and then I'm just going to talk about what these eat. These will eat things like cabbage, like this. They will eat lettuce, and they will eat cucumber, which is almost munched up. I usually put in about 2 slices. They can eat carrot peelings, sweet potato peelings, nothing from the onion family like garlic, onion of course, especially red onion, because red onion has the most gases and chemicals in out of all of them, and it could potentially kill them. So handling, you shouldn't really pick these animals up if they are like on the glass or on the plastic on the tank. I recommend only picking them up, not when they're feeding, when they're in the middle of the cage, so then they won't get stressed or saying, I was just eating them, why did they take me off? So I'll go through these 2 large ones. I've got 6 large. So this is Splodge, my 3rd largest, and he's the one that I've got most recently, and then this is Blob. So these are a breeding pair. This is a male, then the other one was a female. As you can tell, females get slightly bigger. These aren't fully grown. You can't really stop them from growing. They'll grow full time until they die, but as they get older, they do start growing slower. So I recommend, out of a lot of pets, they are probably the easiest to look after. Now next is something 100% away from slimy, more like sticky. Not sticky as I can't get my hand off. Sticky as twig. So these are stick insects. This is a baby tie stick insect, which is about 3 to 4 months old. And I'm going to show you a lot of grown-ups, so you can get loads of stick insects like tie, Indians, Saba, granite Indians, black beauties, spinies. There are loads. So these stick insects, at the most, if they're healthy, they can live up to about 2 years. They don't live long, as insects don't usually live long. So I'm going to show you some of my stick insects, and I'll name them as I go along. Right. The first one is a Saba stick insect. Now these don't need any calcium or anything. I forgot to tell you, but these giant African land snails do need calcium to make their shell nice and pretty and nice and strong. So you can just give them normal calcium and put them on the food. You can get them eggshell, that'll work. just crush the eggshell up. Even paint works, because in the wild, I don't know if you know this or not, but they've pretty much invaded Florida, and in the wild they don't have proper calcium, so they just eat the paint. Don't know why, but they do. And the next stick insect I'm going to show you is, hopefully, if I can find one, a black beauty stick insect. And I found one. This is probably the smallest that I've got. I've got about, because of bread, I've probably got around 100 of them. They do drop on the floor a lot, so I do warn you. And black beauties do have wings. That's just for defence. They can't fly. The stick insect that has the biggest wings is a pink wing. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, they are still at the shop because we've just come off from holiday, and because we bring them to reptile shops when we're on holiday for them to care for them, and we haven't picked the pink wings up yet. So, next I'm going to show you, this is a Grammet Indian. Now, these Grammet Indians do need a tiny bit of calcium. That's pretty much what makes a colour, but it's very, 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 and I mean very, very, very hard to get this colour. Now, I didn't buy these. I didn't make them go to that colour. I bought them that colour. So they do need calcium to get them that colour. That was a normal Indian. And I'll show you what a normal Indian looks like. Normal Indian will look like this. I mean, I've tried to turn them into Grammets, and I've been keeping these for at least about 8 years. So until I was about 3, and I haven't done it. So that is pretty much it for the stick insects. Now I'm going to show you, not slimy, not twiggy, but scaly. No, it isn't a snake. It is in fact a leopard gecko. So I'm going to show you the least aggressive, which will not bite like the other ones. His name is Buddy, from the Buddy the Elf from the Christmas film. And then here he is. It looks like he's at least eaten 2 crickets. And here he is. These can live up to 20 years. The longest living one was 27 years, which is of course a male. Now, males tend to live longer than females, but females tend to get bigger than males, because females, 1, they're more fast growing, and 2, when they breed, it'll make them look bigger, and sometimes that size difference can stay. And if you're wondering, I love the fat tail on these, because I do. It takes quite a bit. They're not born. They don't make their own fat in the tail. You have to give them things like calcium covered waxworms every other day or something, and then that because they have a lot of fat in them, then it creates more fat, and they need their fat. That's what pretty much creates them. They do need fat. And I'm also going to talk about housing as well. I've talked about this in a lot of videos that I've put on, about 2 or 3. And housing, they should have a warm end and a cold end. Ideally, the warm end should be around about 60 to 70 degrees. Cold end about 50 to 60 degrees. This all works on me, so if you say, no, that isn't right, that's what the person at the reptile centre told me, and it seems to be going quite well on all of my leopard geckos, African fat tails, crested geckos, a lot. For some reason, all the others are aggressive and they'll bite on screen, so I don't really want you watching me getting bit. And a lot of the time, for some reason, I bleed, and it's not very good for the not only not very good for me, but not very good for the animals, for the blood. And the housing, they should have ideally at least 2 hides, a warm hide and a cold hide. Now, the warm hide is like if they're stressed out or if you've just first got them, they want they want to warm up and they just want to hide, or they just want to be in the dark and warm up. Same with the cool end. I'm just going to show you some ideal hides that work well for me. So, this is the warm end hide. It's just a corner hide like that. Stick it in the corner. I'm impressed with it. It definitely works. All my geckos love them. And the cool hide, I recommend. Oh, there's a cricket on it. Right. I recommend if you are getting like a log hide, there's another cricket on it. If you're getting a log hide, oh, there's 2 crickets. Sorry about this, I just need to get these crickets off before they go around my bedroom. Uh-oh. Don't go on my bed, please. Where is it? Ah! Sorry about this. Right, I've just lost a cricket. Never mind. And if you're looking for a log hide, I recommend put it in the cool end because it's got 2 sides, and if they want to come out and the cricket's behind them, they can just come out the other end, or you can just stick it at the wall and then you've just got one end. Really? In a moist hide, just get a cricket tub, or you can get things that are made for the moist hides. You can put cocoa fibre in them, eco earth, moss. Now they needs to be moist, so you just spray them every day to every other day. I recommend every day, and this is just if they want to get them moist, because it's important for geckos to have moist skin and everything, and also it helps them with shedding. Now you can bath these, but you don't, about this much water, not much at all, because you don't want your gecko to drown, and then that just helps with it coming off. So you also need, as we all know, I don't really need to say this in the video, but a water bowl. Now, if your gecko isn't a very good eater and you don't use if your gecko isn't a very good eater and it isn't eating, and like all of my geckos all drink water and all my geckos are good feeders and drink water, obviously the aggressive ones eat more. Put calcium in the water, because calcium is very important for leopard geckos, these little guys, because if you don't give them that, they can get bone disease, because it's pretty much like a bone healing drink for us, or like a bone healing yogurt for us. But don't give them too much, because like for us, a health drink, like make your bones even stronger, can be a little bit sweet and act as a sweet and give you more fat. Same with these guys. So you don't need to give them it every day. There's also if I can show you, there's also another easy way of giving your gecko a fat tail. you can get these jelly pots, and I just put them in this, lick it out, and then that really helps to get them nice and fat and healthy.